Okay, so start out going to your green star. We want to map two different things at the same time. We want to map our hard boundary, which we want to be under exterior boundary, and you want to go to resources and name your field. Each field you'll have to rename. So you want your client, farm, and field. I've already plugged that in. So make sure you get that plugged in. Make sure your machine and implement's the right one that you're going to use to plant with. And then come into planning or mapping, go to boundaries. You want to be exterior type. I have a 40-foot planter, so we're going to go 20-foot offset off the tractor, and I'm going to drive it off my left side. And then you'll hit record. Then go to guidance before you start moving. And under curve track, you're going to hit record there as well. And when you start driving, you should have a solid pink line and a solid blue line, right? The pink line will be on the left side of your implement, and then the blue line will be right behind you in the middle. So the blue's your guidance, the pink's your hard exterior boundary. So I'll drive it and we'll tell you how to close it down. So keep an eye on that as you're driving though, to make sure it is moving with you. Right now, that's my boundary on the outside line. That other one is going to warp around the field as I go. Okay, so you just want to roll in as straight as you can with your previous, or where you started here on your circle tracks. Get a little overlap there. Okay, now we're going to go to mapping. Hit stop. Are you sure you mind your boundary? Yes. And then go to guidance and make sure you hit stop there as well. And then it's saved. That's all there is to it. And then you can go run straight track, adaptive curves, whatever you want to run from there. Okay, for mapping a new field, go to setup, field name, create new. I'll name this one test. Actually, I'm going to demo. Enter. Okay, make active. So now make sure whatever your desired field name is active right now. So then we can go to view drive, advanced swath tools, and boundary. So at this point, you want to make sure your offset is matching from your dome to either the left side or your right side, depending on what side the boundary of the field will be when you're driving around it. And make sure this matches what's happening on your GPS settings. And right now, mine's on a 20-foot from my dome to the outside boundary because we're running a 40-foot planter. So that should be half whatever your planter width is. Hit enter. So all you got to do when you're set where you want to start recording, you have your GPS system mapping and guidance recording. Then you just come up here, record field boundary. It'll light up and say recording. When you start driving, let me lift this up and show them what it should look like. So if I start driving ahead, it'll start giving me, see that line on there? Okay, so it'll start giving me a red line, and it'll continue all the way around. If you ever want to pause, just like on the GPS, if you want to snap a straight line, just hit pause, and it'll stop recording right where at that point. Then when I resume, it'll connect me from A to B with a perfectly straight line. Then, when you get done, and you're back to where you started, you're back on give yourself a little bit of overlap, and then just hit end field boundary, and that'll be all. Hit enter. And then you come in here, won't be a straight line obviously, and then you can create your field boundary headland. Hit enter. enter, and that would be it. That would give you your boundary and your headland all on the same page there. And just double check with your setup that it's the right field and acres, and it should be good to go. Okay, so if let's say we've planted all of our straight passes on straight track, which would be right there. So let's say we've finished all that. You want to do your perimeter now. Let's start from the beginning. Go to Green Star, go to Mapping, Guidance Settings, go to Adaptive Curves, and that'll pull up this screen right here. Okay, so if you have a 2-pass perimeter, which I will when I put in my headland here, one of the lines will light up in white automatically. And this one, you'll have to hit repeat. You'll have to come to a stop, put your machine in park, then you can hit repeat, and it'll light up this line. And you need to be pretty much over it to get it to highlight for you. And then if you go on to the inside one, just take that off, and it'll highlight the inside pass.